What's going on, people? Today we're talking about Plustoken, well-known Ponzi scheme that actually went down back in December of 2019, and touching on it a little bit today because there were some updates. Let me give a little bit of a backtrack of what it was. So essentially, it's kind of like BitConnect in a way, where essentially they promised investors huge returns for very small investments. Like it's pretty much saying that, hey, if you give us like a small amount of money, we'll be able to give you 9% or 18% monthly return on your investment, which is doesn't make any sense. That's almost 100% a year, 200% over 100% to 200+% a year on your return, which is unfathomable and not sustainable at all. Now, the main thing here is that again, this crashed back in December. This was mainly focused on Korea and China. You'll see here, this is actually what we're talking about. Plustoken did about $3 billion worth of damage, worth of crypto at the time. So they were taking Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even EOS, as collateral, I guess you could say, from people. And you'll see it's actually the biggest one. So it's pretty crazy how, from what I understand, it was about 2 million people they took all money away from, which is disgusting. But it's pretty crazy. They've been on a manhunt, as you can see here. This is Box Mining's website. You can take a look at it here. But they were on a manhunt for quite some time. I think it actually went down, in June, but all the way up until December, there were just updates going on. And the biggest thing is that they were actually since they took so much Bitcoin, they were able to impact the price quite a bit. So if you look at the chart over here, we'll see that I don't remember the exact dates, but there were a couple of times where Bitcoin pumped quite a bit and just spiked all the way back down because of these people holding all these tokens. They just dumped it into the market, right? They were taking advantage of the huge spike in price, dumping it right after. I think this was actually, I don't know if this was it, but I think right around December, even probably in October here, probably a big part of it was due to them. So that's another reason why Ponzi's aren't good, because they can just destroy a market, it looks like. So what happened today? Well, today they actually found him. It turns out it's actually yesterday, July 30th. But Chinese police nabbed principal actors of this $5.7 billion plus token Ponzi scheme. So almost double the price of, I guess you could say, worth of crypto that was taken back then was what it's worth now. So it's almost worth $6 billion, which is nuts, right? And today they finally caught him, it looks like, or I guess a couple of days ago or whatnot. But apparently they had, essentially covered about 109 people who were involved in it, really, and 27 of them were really I guess you could say the main heads behind it, while the other 82 were more like just key members of the actual Ponzi scheme itself. So probably these smaller actors, you could say. But it's good to see that China was able to actually crack down on these people. 2 million people to steal crypto from, disgusting. And again, it goes to show that when your people are promising these huge gains, it's probably too good to be true, It really probably is. So keep that in mind when y'all are looking at your own projects as well, because these could be people that getting involved in this stuff, getting scammed. And it's disgusting to see this, really. But you'll see here that back in December of 2019, they ended up moving about $100 million worth of ETH. And people started probably dumping ETH a little bit because they were scared the price would dump. Same thing kind of happened with Bitcoin as well. You can check this website as well, begincrypto.com. But main thing is that Ponzi's are still around, are still alive, and as you can see, this thing was around for quite some time. I don't know the exact time frame for when it was around. I think if you look back here, it went down in about June is what it looks like. But stuff like this, BitConnect, for example, too. This stuff can last quite some time, right? People don't realize that, something. Just because something lasts months, maybe years on end, doesn't mean it's not a Ponzi scheme, right? It just so happened to be able to sustain itself a little bit longer, which is disgusting. Just more people that are getting scammed out of their money, crypto at the end of the day. So do your due diligence, please, guys. Never be 100% gung ho on whatever you're doing. Take criticism for what it's worth. A lot of people were criticizing BitConnect, and people who are in it kind of. Not everyone, obviously, but there are people who are in it who kind of just shrugged it off and was like, they're just haters. I mean, do your due diligence, do your research, take everything with a grain of salt. Be safe out there, man. The bull market is coming. We're actually, as far as I'm concerned, we've been in the bull market since March, and I think it's going to last for pretty much another year and a half at least. So going to be an exciting year to come, and hopefully we can stop these scams or these Ponzi's before they get too big. I'm going to make another video actually. It may not be right after this, but it's going to be relating to, I guess you could say, like an MLM that I found, a multi-level marketing scheme that I found. That it's kind of disgusting. It's something similar maybe, but not as much money, I hope. But you'll see anyways. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.